together like we saw happen right in front of Todd Bodine earlier. So you got to give them a little room. You got to respect that they need some space, and then that just slows down your lap, maybe even close to a second a lap when trucks line up in front of you like that.
Ricky Carmichael has been very strong running in the third position. He's 6.6 seconds behind race leader Todd Bodine. How about the 15 of Nelson Piquet?
Driving around his teammate, the 51 of Eric Almirola. Looked like Eric was going to come to pit road.
Yeah, we heard from the pits that Eric's been asking if they could come to pit road and get some service, and they're there.
They have done it. They're on pit road, right?
And they're about 3 laps short of where they wanted to be for the fuel window, but Eric said, I just can't run these tires any longer. So Richie Waters says, let's do it, boys. They came in here. Remember, he was one of the trucks that went with fuel only on our first round of pit stops at lap number 20, while the rest of the guys stay under green out there. These guys hoping to get a strategy where they get tires, and the green flag continues while everyone else has to come to pit road.
And that's one good thing that the wave around has done, guys. You know, he comes to pit road right now, gets some service, and goes back out. Even if the caution flies, he doesn't have to pit again. He'll stay on the racetrack and get him back in the game. So the wave around cleans up the front of the field, and it salvages people's nights. Sometimes you wouldn't think in the past you would ever be able to make up the deficit you lose by having an unfortunate green flag pit stop. Now that's certainly possible, and we've seen it happen.
There's a good battle right there. The 15, Nelson Piquet Jr. What a great job he's done in his oh-so-brief stock car and stock truck career. Gets by James Busher. That's a battle for the 9th position. Nelson Piquet Jr. on his way up.
And the other thing about him, I love his passion about this sport and stock car racing. I mean, he has already been in the F1 series and run in that series, but he says, I want to learn as much as I can about NASCAR. I want to learn as much as I can about stock car racing, and then I want to educate the people of Brazil and get them to come out and enjoy stock car racing.
And I love his talk too about wanting to progress through the series. He wants to run the trucks and be successful. What I loved, he said, if I can go out here and beat Kyle Busch in a truck, well, then maybe I can beat him in a cup one day. Then I want to go to Nationwide and see if I can win there and then eventually wind up in the Cup Series. But man, has he been impressive in his short career. Like Phil said, he's driven up to the 9th spot. And that last time by, he was faster than three of the trucks just directly ahead of him. So he's heading in a good direction with a fast truck.
Finished 6th in his debut at Daytona this year. Did a great job. Eric Almirola back on the racetrack now.
And Eric Almirola came onto the racetrack a little bit earlier than he was scheduled to come on to pit road. The problem was he just wasn't handling, and guys were going right by him.
And now he's 2 laps down too, so he's at very anxious moments right there. He's going to have a pass-through penalty that's going to get worse for Eric Almirola. Had a non-controlled tire.
Tire got away from the pit guys, and he comes to pit road. He'll do a pass through, and again, Phil, this isn't a death sentence. If he can get back on the track and still only be 2 laps down, he'll be in a position for a wave around when the caution flies, if it does before the others pit, and then that'll put him 1 down. He can fight for the lucky dog. So we saw this happen before, where people have battled their way back into contention.
How about let's watch this pit stop and see where that errant tire goes. Eric Almirola had a wave around and a lucky dog at Dover, ended up in victory lane.
Now remember, the rule is they have to have control of the tires from there. That's it right there. He pushed the tire from the front. You have to have control of the tire until you get halfway through the pit box, and he pushed it and let it go. That's why they penalized him.
Eric's now just getting back up to speed after serving his penalty.
He's still only 2 laps down, I believe. Let's see when he comes back by the start. Yeah, there's Todd Bodine.
Remember, Eric's coming in this race 2nd in points, only 2 points behind our leader, Todd Bodine, who, by the way, is leading this race by over 6 seconds.
But let me reiterate what you said a minute ago. What happened at Dover? He got 2 laps down. He got a wave around. He made got the lucky dog, and then he won the darn race.
We thought things were hot in Texas. They're about to heat up. We've got green flag pit stops coming within the next 10 laps. Todd Bodine has been out front and dominant. Can he dominate once again and make it 6 wins in Texas? Stay with us. Monday night, get your NASCAR fix with NASCAR Race Hub. Get the latest NASCAR news and information and hear straight from the drivers and crew chiefs when they stop by the garage to hang out and talk racing. NASCAR Race Hub presented by Hooters, Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, only on Speed. Green flag pit stops have begun for a few drivers. Todd Bodine about to put Matt Crafton a lap down.
That is amazing. While we're away at commercial break, Timothy Peters made a pit stop, put 4 tires on.
Right now, Matt. Right now.
You can hear Matt Crafton will be coming straight to pit road. As soon as he got lapped, the team will bring him in. Johnny Benson, a guy that also took 2 tires that's fallen a lap down, he's on pit road.
Krista.
Johnny Benson had been complaining that his truck was all over the place that run. It was so loose. For the fact that he was able to hold on to that, because he had been complaining about the looseness of that race truck ever since the last pit stop back on lap 20.
Kenny Schrader going to get 4 tires, going to try to tighten that truck up. A little bit Butch Hilton and the guys. Remember, this is the same truck that Kevin Harvick won with twice this year.
See Todd Bodine, your race leader, on the left side of your screen. Let's go back down to Krista.
Let's update David Starr. David Starr, one of the trucks that took 4 tires on the first stop. He is back in as well. David Starr complaining that his race truck still just a little bit tight, and that's really where it's been all night. 4 tires for the 81.
Pulling the windshield tear off the windshield of that truck. So David Starr has a little better perspective. You see Matt Crafton coming off of pit road. Ray Dunlap.
4 tires for the number 88 team. Crafton saying his truck absolutely pushing so terrible he didn't even think he could get through the corners. They came in and got 4 tires on lap 73.
All these teams are wondering what Todd Bodine's going to do. He's still on the racetrack. You see Buscher going by there with the fresh tires. He's able to put some ground on Todd Bodine. Todd won't put up with that for long. He'll want to get to pit road and preserve that big lead.
Just wait. Ready? Okay, hang on. Go, 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 go. One lane, all the way here. 39, 1 lane.
The 4 of Ricky Carmichael going off the track.
There's Narain Karthikeyan. He was up in the top 15 when he made this pit stop. Here comes our leader. Left of your screen coming in, Todd Bodine.
Problems with the 15.
Nelson Piquet Jr. trying to pit that truck. That's something he hadn't done a whole lot of, Phil. You can learn how to drive around a racetrack because you do it repeatedly. Coming to pit road every now and then is problem. He slides through his pit, knocks the tire out of the carrier's hands. The official had to run.
Caution's out. Caution's on the racetrack.
30 of Todd Bodine down on pit road. Caution comes out. Now, how will this all shake out? You see the steam coming out of the base of the windshield of that 30, so it looks like it might be having a little overheating problem, right?
Get it full fuel.
On the front of the nose, they had a good bit of junk there. They just wiped that off. They'll get 4 tires on that Valvoline Toyota Tundra. The guy who stayed on the racetrack and has not pitted yet is Ron Hornaday, and he, I believe, is going to inherit the lead there after Todd came to pit road, and the yellow comes out while the 30 was sitting here.
I think Todd Bodine may stay on the lead lap because he got gone before Ron Hornaday got to the start-finish line. That'll be a huge break for Todd Bodine.
It'll be a huge break for Todd because there'll be a lot of trucks that'll have to do the wave around. Right. Austin Dillon, along with Hornaday, Austin Dillon, a couple other guys hadn't pitted.
Mike Skinner also was being scored as being on the lead lap. So there were 4 that were on the lead lap when the caution came out. There were about 10 to 12 trucks that were either 1 lap or 2 laps down behind them that had just come onto pit road for their service.
We're going to see a bunch of wave arounds.
The WinStar World Casino 400K continues next on Speed. Coverage of the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series on Speed is brought to you by Camping World. Camping World Destination Recreation Sweepstakes is back and better than ever. Camping World is offering more prizes and more chances to win. Log on to campingworld.com and enter today. By Verizon, the network with the most 3G coverage. And by Wall Trimmers, now with the power of lithium ion. Go to walltrimmers.com. Let's go down trackside for a pit update from Ray Dunlap.
Well, Rick, as we were under yellow there, as I had said, Ron Hornaday stayed out on the racetrack as the leader. Then the yellow came out. He came to pit road. But as they were doing their pit service, Ron Hornaday got ready to leave the pit area, and they had the fuel can stuck in. You'll notice on the very left of your screen, as he goes to leave, the can did not get disengaged. And as it got pulled outside of the pit box, I believe they're going to give him an equipment violation. So Hornaday may get a penalty from NASCAR. Krista?
Ray, some issues down here in the 13 pit. Johnny Sauter, they had a bad stop when they came in on lap 75. Had trouble, a slow stop on the right rear, but he just came back in just now to fix some damage on the right rear quarter panel. And when he did, Joe Shear Jr. had said the official was going to let them put fuel in. He said fuel up every time. As they started to put fuel in, the official said, no, you cannot take fuel. Joe Shear telling his driver, just calm down. Only 5 trucks on the lead lap. We're going to be okay. No more mistakes.
Now, the only reason I can't imagine, the only reason they couldn't put fuel in is because they would be the lucky dog. Is that the only way that?
No, you can pit and put fuel in. You can